Hi everyone! Today I want to show you how you can use a special feature in Photoshop to edit your drawing's values directly with your colors. In short, values is the black and white relationship in your drawings or how light or dark it is. And that's the very short version of it. Value allows us to see forms in a drawing and it helps us create believable space and mood and atmosphere as well. You've probably seen that some people like to create their entire drawing in grayscales or values before even thinking about colors. Well, I usually start worrying about the values when I start shading, and that's where this neat little trick I'm about to show you comes in handy. Also, I did try to find a similar feature in Medibang, so I could show you that as well, but I wasn't really able to do more than just a grayscale preview. So if any of you out there use any other drawing software than Photoshop and know how to do something similar to what I'm about to show you, I'm sure the people in the comments will find it super helpful if you shared it. So as you can see, I already laid down the flats and I started putting in some lighting effects and shading onto my drawing of Aurora here. On the left side, I have another instance of my file open with a grayscale applied to it. I like to work this way so I can keep an eye on my values at any time as I'm painting my drawing. I have a tendency to get a bit occupied with my colors and sometimes forget to vary the values enough. I'll probably do a whole video on values at some point, but I'll try not to go too much in depth with it here, although it's really hard not to explain it. Anyway, let's just set all of this up together. Let me just close these instances here. Okay, now it's just my drawing open in Photoshop with its layers and everything. I know I showed this little part in another video at some point, but in order to set up a new instance of the same drawing, meaning it's the same PSD file, go to Window, Arrange, and go to the bottom and pick New Window 4, whatever your file is called. At first it looks like nothing has happened, but another tab actually popped up right here. If you click between them, nothing will really happen because it's actually just the same file opened in two window instances in Photoshop. To further convince you it's the same file, I'll make some changes to them individually and you can see how the changes appear on the other file as well. It's basically just a live copy of your file, but your computer doesn't create an actual copy of the PSD file, it's just another instance of the same file. Any changes made to one of them, even hitting the save button, happens to the other one as well immediately. This is one of the features we're going to make use of in just a second. To align the two windows next to each other, go to Window, Arrange, and select 2 up vertical. There's also like a tiny little preview here of how the windows are going to be placed. Feel free to choose either, but I just prefer the vertical one. And for the last time, I'm going to demonstrate the live editing of the two windows at once by giving Aurora some cool shades. The inactive window, or the one that you're not painting on, might be a few milliseconds before it updates, but the changes are almost instant. Okay, now let's set up the grayscale preview. Photoshop has this feature called Proof Setup. I learned about this feature when I started making prints for my artwork. You can use it to simulate the printed outcome on your screen and thereby you can regulate your colors and values accordingly. In the same way, we can use it to preview our drawing in grayscale. Go to View, Proof Setup, and here you can see a few pre-installed setups. And as you can see, I already have a proof setup for grayscale, but it's a custom one I made and it won't be there in your case. Everything below this line, in fact, are custom setups that I made for different kinds of paper that I like to print on. To create a new setup, click on Custom. A new window will pop up and I know it has a lot of info on it, but don't worry. Yours probably won't even look like this. Mine is remembering the last time I was messing with these conditions and therefore it saved my grayscale profile as the current proofing setup. You probably have some other standard settings than I have. You can also immediately see the results of the current setup because the preview box is ticked. If it's not ticked, please tick it. When you open this window for the first time, you are most likely previewing your drawing in a CMYK profile in the Device to Simulate menu. Basically, you're just previewing your drawing in a different color space than RGB, which is most likely the one you're working in already. All of these little settings are pretty irrelevant right now because all we want to do is create a grayscale preview, and these are mostly used for setting up your art to print. Just make sure your settings are the same that I have and you're good. So now, click on the Device to Simulate menu, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there you'll find S-Gray and Black and White. Don't pick black and white, because it only shows pure black and pure white. Instead, you should select S-Gray. Now click on the Save button. Here you can save your custom setup. See, once again, mine are already there. It is basically just a little setting file that you save into your Photoshop's folder. The reason it's saved as a separate file like this is that so you can also download other proof setups on the internet and use them, because you can just load them in. It's really handy actually, especially if you get into printing artwork. Anyway, just give it a name and save it. I'm just closing it here because I already saved mine. Then hit OK. If for some reason your preview is not displayed in grayscale now, and you did everything that I did so far, it's because you probably haven't activated the proof view. The shortcut to activate it is Ctrl-Y or Command-Y on Mac. Otherwise, just go to View and select Proof Colors. Now I'm just demonstrating how different colors of the same saturation and brightness shows different values on your grayscale preview. We can easily get fooled by colors and end up creating very flat values or over-simulated values and not understanding why it doesn't look as good as we hope for because we used the right colors, but the values are just out of place. Now what I want to start doing with these features is adding some more contrast to Aurora's face. I think that once I turned on the grayscale, I could see that her face actually looks a lot flatter compared to the colored version, because the colors are fooling me a bit here. Now the neat thing about combining the proof setup along with the double instance of your drawing is that you have not converted your drawing into grayscale. You are just previewing it like that, okay? So that means if you take the color picker now and use it on the grayscale preview, you will still pick up the original color underneath the preview. This is why these features combined are so amazing. Now I can just pick up the colors I'm already using on her face and only just worry about getting the values right. Sometimes I do shift over to the color version a bit to paint and tweak the colors or maybe add some new ones. And then I can go back and work on my values on the grayscale preview. I probably wouldn't work on a whole piece from start to finish like this, going back and forth, but I think it's a good idea to use it a few times during your painting to make sure that your values are still working in your favor. Generally, we want to have something with contrast and believability which looks nice, rather than just a big flat, even mass of grays. I could really go on with this topic, but I think I would need to structure it much better into a new video at some point. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope that these features can help you in any way. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, because that means I know that you like this kind of content. And if you really want to support me, leave a comment as well, and I'll pin my favorite comment to the top of the comment section. Also, subscribe to my channel if you want more art-related goof. And you can click the little ding dong if you want to know when I update next time, because honestly, I don't have a schedule yet. That's it for this time, guys. Thank you so much for being awesome and amazing and for watching this video. Take care. Until next time. Bye!